Hello, Bethany. I hope you're doing well. You had a great holiday weekend getting to celebrate with your family, finding some rest. I know I was able to do that as well, and it was a great weekend for me and my family. But I'm looking forward to us getting together again this Sunday and continuing in our study in the book of Philippians. This week we're coming to Philippians chapter 1, verse 27. And we're just going to cover 3 verses, but these 3 verses we're going to cover really is the beginning of a section where Paul is challenging us as a church, and he's going to continue to challenge us over the next several verses into chapter 2, through most of chapter 2, all the way really to verse 18 even, on what it really means to respond to this one thing that he says right at the beginning in verse 27. Everything he says stems from this one statement, and I want us to hear that today. He says this, just one thing. As citizens of heaven, live your life worthy of the gospel of Christ. And I don't know if you're like me, but when I read that and I see that statement, live your life worthy of the gospel of Christ, it calls out to me, what does it mean to live my life worthy of the gospel, of live my life worthy in light of everything that God has given me, in light of everything that God has done for me, and how I'm called to respond and live out this new life that he has given me in him. And what we're going to do as we begin this week over the next several weeks, as we go into these verses, we're going to see how Paul just builds on itself over and over again, expanding this call and challenge to us, what it really looks like to live our life worthy of this incredible calling that we have in light of the gospel that he has given us. So I'm excited about this week as we begin those verses. I hope you are too. I want to invite you to, even over the next couple of days as you're preparing for the service on Sunday, get into the book of Philippians. Read chapter 1 where we've been. Read this section we're starting in verse 27. Read through it all the way maybe through chapter 2. And just let it just marinate in your heart and prepare us as we come and worship and celebrate God together. I think it'll help us even more hear God as we come and seek him together as a church. This week also, we're going to get to take communion together. So whether you're at home, I want to make sure you know that so that you can prepare and gather supplies to take communion, or whether you're here, we've got these options as well. These self-contained communion with the juice and the wafer, safe, clean, easy to take, a great way to take communion together as we're worshiping either from here or from home. Just let's celebrate God and remember what he has done in light of the very gospel that we're going to be talking about more this week. And I also want to close with one more piece from this section we're covering. As Paul is calling out to the church, he makes this statement. He says, and I want to hear that you are standing firm in one spirit and in one accord. And this is an incredible challenge for us at church. I think this is the challenge we're continually faced with during this season. It's something we want to keep responding to. Living our lives worthy of the gospel, beginning with standing firm in unity, in one accord, whether worshiping from home, whether worshiping here, wherever we are in the middle of all that's happening around us, we are the church. And God is calling us to live out being his church, starting with our unity, standing firm together in unity because of the gospel and what Christ has done for us. So I want to just close with that encouragement. Keep that in your heart and mind as we come together, get ready to worship on Sunday morning. I'm excited to be worshiping with you from your homes or here as we all gather together in unity. Let's celebrate God and worship. I'll see you then.